Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Erick Danile Coughlin. I'd like to welcome you all to my channel, and I'd like to give you guys all a quick update on how the channel is going to be running this year as far as running for Just My Thoughts. Just My Thoughts is my podcast that I had self-named, self-produced, self-proclaimed. Last year was the very first year I've ever done anything like this. And it was all freelanced, all winging it from day one to day done. I didn't really have rhyme or reason. I didn't have balance. I didn't have focus. All I had was a computer that I was willing to sit in front of and record myself. So I just want to give you guys all a quick update that it's not going to stop, but it's going to get a lot better. So this year, as soon as tomorrow, we are going to start Season 2 of Just My Thoughts, starting tomorrow. We are going to be running Monday through Sunday every other day. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. We will be covering, for the first 2 weeks, we're going to be covering the NFL offseason across the board. Every team, all 32 teams in the NFL, every transaction that they made, whether it be a new player, new coach, whether it be in hiring or firing, the whole 9 yards. We are going to be covering the NFL wide stream. Now, once the season kicks off, it will be dialed down into, covering the Bears. And then also every Sunday morning we will be giving weekly picks. And I keep on saying we. I mean me. And when I say we, I mean actually including you, all of you that are watching me and following me. You guys are the we. So that's what we're going to be doing. We will be covering all 32 teams in the next 2 weeks. After that, we will be covering the Bears and the flow of the season. I will be giving you guys weekly picks every Sunday morning. I will be picking the winners, and I'll be telling you why I'm picking the winners. I'll be explaining why the other teams will be losers. And as the season progresses, we will be breaking down playoff pictures. We will be breaking down Super Bowl selections, the whole 9 yards. And as we do that, we're going to continue to do that mainstream across the board. So that's the same thing for the NBA. Once we're in combined time, if you know what combined time is, good. If you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, combined time is when all the sports are playing all at the same exact time. That is the Major League Baseball, that is the NBA, that is the NFL, that is the NHL, that is the MLB. That's what Major League Baseball is. Even though I started with it, I repeated it again. And that does happen for all of you who want to know. In the month of November and October primarily, not November, all 4 teams or all 4 organizations will be running. I think, World Series is around October, maybe November. You'll catch the World Series. The start of hockey is in November. The start of basketball is in December. Preseason starts October for basketball. There's usually 2 weeks of preseason, or roughly a month. But the way it works, so like the very first preseason game will usually be Halloween. You might get a Halloween game out of basketball. Same thing with hockey. Preseason usually starts like October 16th, like 2 weeks away from Halloween. They'll be in the preseason mode. Major League Baseball will be wrapping it up, and football will be just getting started. Usually around October, we're around week 5, week 6. We're just getting our feet wet. People are either separating and generating playoff pictures around October, November, even though it's super duper early, and they keep on extending the league as far as time of length. Growing up all my life, there were 16 games. Now all of a sudden there's 18 games. So it's just part of it. It's what they call evolution, right? We evolve as humans, and sports evolve through the sports world. It's just part of life that's never going to go away. There will always be evolution. There will always be someone saying this could be better if we do it like that. And because they have the money and they have the power, they will change things. It's just what happens. But I've come to you all today for a quick update to let you guys know that everything I did last year will be growing on. We'll be doing differently. We'll be running better. We'll be more solid program and a more solid podcast. No more winging it. There will be a scheduled time. Generally, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, you guys will be logged in for a new episode around 6:30. No later than 7 and no sooner than 5. I will be dropping a podcast, or dropping an episode for the podcast. I will be dropping 4 a week. For the whole year. So we're going to start tomorrow in July, and then we're going to wrap things up around June. Around June, everything will be done. Basketball will be done. We'll already crown an NBA champion. We will be long done with the offseason of NFL, long done with the offseason of the NHL, and baseball will already be back up in full swing. So even though like I'm going to be capping my year during baseball season, there's a reason for that. I've already explained this to you guys that baseball is my least favorite sport, so it's going to be the least covered sport. It will be talked about, it will be covered, but not mainstream. Like if I drop a baseball episode, expect it to be like maybe 10 or 12 minutes long. It's not going to take me very long to run through the major leagues because again, my attention span for baseball usually starts around the 7th inning, what they call the 7th inning stretch. Usually I can click on in the 7th, run out the last 2 innings, and I can call that good. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to start in the first inning and watch the entire game. If I start in the first inning, usually about the 4th inning, I'm done. That's about my attention span in baseball. I mean, unless I'm watching the Sox game and these dudes are ripping home runs, 3 or 4 or 5, you know, in the first 3 innings, then I might watch the entire game. But generally, it doesn't happen like that. It used to. 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had a team for about a 5-year span that all they did was hit home runs. Paul Konerko, Jermaine Dye, you know, those guys would kill him. Frank Thomas would kill him. We ended up with Jim Thome, he would kill him. We had Juan Uribe, he would kill him. I mean, we had hard hitters, Aaron Rowan, he would kill him. Little bit Scott Pasetnik, I don't know how, but Scott Pasetnik was one of our best hitters. Probably had the highest batting average on the team for about a 5-year span. Sometimes he'd knock him out of the park. I called him Little because he was our base runner. Like, Scott Paseknik would be a guy that would steal bags, not hit home runs. So when Scott would hit a home run, it kind of meant something. So I know my history, bro. I know all my teams. But my goal is this year is to prove to you guys, not only do I know my teams, not only can I talk until I'm blue in the face about the Chicago Bulls, not only can I tell you everything great about the Chicago Bears, not only do I worship the time span of how great the Chicago Blackhawks were, I know other teams too, right? Like, I know the league, not just teams. I know the NFL widespread. I know the NBA widespread. More NBA and NFL than NHL and MLB. But I know all 4, and we're going to be covering all 4 this year at a very high clip, at a very accurate pace. I'd like to welcome you all to a real show this year. Season 2 will be miles apart from year 1. Year 1, I get it, like, again, it was just practice, it was just winging it, it didn't make sense. I'd record at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'd record at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd record at 9:30 at night. I didn't really have balance last year. This year I'm going to have a lot of balance, a lot of focus, a lot of mainstream thoughts, because again, this is just my thoughts. That's the name of my podcast for a reason. So what I give you guys a lot of facts, but I also give you guys a lot of opinions, and I attempt to give you guys a lot of entertainment. Like, I try to make you guys giggle, laugh, smile, give you guys a reason to keep on following me. As far as, last year I tried to cover a little bit about music. I tried to cover a little bit about wrestling. Probably going to cut that out as far as the music goes. Now, wrestling, that still might happen. You might catch a wild hair. It might be a Wednesday afternoon, like a Tuesday or a Thursday. I might just be like so bored out of my mind. I'm like, well, let's just talk about 90s WCW, and then we'll go in there and we'll talk about 90s WWF, and then we'll talk about WCCW in the 80s, and we'll talk about TNA from the mid-2000 era and why they suck trying to take over WCW's name, and we'll go through all that, but not on a main priority. More of like a, hey, I'm kind of bored, let's just talk about some wrestling. Because at the end of the day, people are like, oh, wrestling's so fake, oh, wrestling's so gay, oh, I can't believe you watch wrestling. Well, millions of people in this world still watch wrestling. I'm 36 years old. I still watch wrestling. Not mainstream. I don't watch Raw. I don't watch SmackDown. I only watch the live events, like, the pay-per-views. I do that through Peacock. So I keep up with it. I'll watch Money in the Bank. I'll watch SummerSlam. I'll watch WrestleMania. I'll watch Royal Rumble. I'll watch all that shit. It's never going to stop. When I'm 50, I'm going to be watching that shit. But as far as like watching Raw and watching SmackDown, no, that ain't me. I'm going to be watching the NFL, Monday Night Football, that's me. Thursday Night Football, that's me. A Wednesday night basketball game, that's me. And here's the thing, like, basketball and hockey is so much fun because they generally play about 4 times a week. I can never get enough of watching my Chicago Bulls. I mean, again, I'm the same guy that can sit here in front of this camera without no paper in front of me, without a list behind my back or on the side of my screen. I can list clean up to 120 Chicago Bulls from 1990 all the way up to present day. I am that man. I am that freak. People say that they're Chicago Bulls fans. People say they love Chicago Bulls. I prove it. I live it. I breathe it. No one loves the Bulls like I love the Bulls. I literally just finished up Summer League. How many people that claim that they're Bulls fans are out here watching the Summer League? Because I haven't missed a game. I watched all 5 of them. I'm very excited about Modest Buzelis. And as a matter of fact, I can already see Modest Buzelis coming in as a starter, even being a rookie. I can still see him being 10 times better than Patrick Williams. Yes, I love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. Basketball is my passion. Basketball is my heart. I'm 36 years old. I would play basketball every day if I had someone to be like, call me up. Hey, let's go run this 3-on-3. Let's go run this 4-on-4. Let's run full court 5-on-5. I don't care what you guys want to run. I just want to be part of it. Like, I'm a basketball fanatic. I love ball. I will always love ball to the day I die. Same thing with football. Not so much playing it anymore, but I am 36. I ain't got no business trying to run 40s and playing man-to-man coverage or dropping off in zones or even running fly routes. You're just not going to catch that out of me no more. But basketball, you can catch that out of me until the day I die. I'll be 40 and 50, and if my grandkids be like, hey, Pop, let's go shoot. Guess what Pop's going to go do? Because I don't have grandkids right now. I'm only 36, but when I'm 45, I might have some, and they might be like, yo, Pop, let's go shoot. And Pop will be like, you fucked up because you ain't going to beat me. I'm not ever going to be the granddad to let you win. I'm not the dad that's going to let you win. I'm not the uncle that's going to let you win. I'm not the cousin that's going to let you win. If you're going to beat me, you're going to have to beat me. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. That's who I'll always be. So grandkids in the future, when you want to call out Pop, you better be ready because Pop's going to spank that ass for you. Hands down. That's what it's going to do. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just coming to you guys all today, all live, for live updates as to what to expect, when to expect it. Season 2 of Just My Thoughts will be a real theme, a real program, a real show, and a real overall general view of what's going on in the sports world and, short term what's going on in the wrestling world, and also, me being me, getting to know you guys. And like I tell you guys this all the time. Feel free to leave comments. Feel free to leave, your opinions. Hey, you did a shitty job on this, or hey, you did a really great job on that, or hey, man, you're crazy if you think Buzelis is better than Patrick Williams. Well, let me tell you something. I've been watching Patrick Williams for 4 years. I've been watching Modest Buzelis for a month. Modest Buzelis is 10 times better than Patrick Williams. So I am ready for all that. I'm ready for not necessarily the arguments, but the other people's opinions on what they think and what they feel. Especially, listen, if you're a Bulls fan like me and you think you got something to tell me, bring it on, because I'm going to tell you why you're wrong every damn time until you can name 120 Bulls from 90 to now. Don't come at me about what's more important from my team, because those are the kinds of guys who love players like Patrick Williams and Zach LaVine. I'm the kind of guy who's sick and tired of Patrick Williams and Zach LaVine. They are real Bulls fans, me. And then there's social media fans out there, millions out there, who think they know what's up. There's people out there who think Billy Donovan's a great coach. That's a laughing stock if you ask me. Billy Donovan can't even spell defense, but some people think that he's an amazing basketball coach. These are the arguments that I'm willing to get into. These are the comments that I'm willing to read. These are the comments that I'm willing to chit-chat back and forth. Hey, if you get me heated and you get me hot, I'm probably going to drop my cell phone number on there. You can call me and we can shoot it up for about an hour. I don't care, because that's the kind of guy that I am. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a quick update onto what to expect out of the channel. I am your man, Erick Danile Coughlin, a.k.a. Mr. C. sole creator of Just My Thoughts, and I'm looking forward to catching all of you guys this year, season 2. Have a nice day.